You realize that you brainwashed me and you manipulated me, and that what you did was wrong?
Yes, and I regret it.
That is part of an unthinkable confrontation. Welcome. This is News Now. Mike Columbus. What you have there is a 28-year-old woman who's lived with pain, guilt, and shame for 16 years. And she's about to call the woman who she says abused her female teacher. And she says the sexual abuse started when she was 12, continued until she was 18. She looked up the law and realized probably the statute of limitations had run out. So her way to get vindication, among other motives here, was to call her alleged molester, then post the confrontation on YouTube. She explains this all and says her heart is pounding as she's waiting for her ex-teacher to get on the line. She tells this woman, "You ruined my life." Here's that phone call.
So what happens when a student comes in and says that they're having sexual relationship with the teacher?
Then I would involve law enforcement.
So how is that any different from what you did when I was at Chimawa Middle?
It's not.
So why are you excluded from the law? I mean, why did you do that? Why? I was only 12 years old when I met you. Do you realize that you brainwashed me and you manipulated me, and that what you did was wrong?
Yes, and I regret it.
Do you know that I am completely messed up? That I have so many issues because of you?
I just wanted to help you.
How is having a sexual relationship with a 12-year-old student helping?
That wasn't anything that I intended. I don't even know what happened.
It's completely shocking to me that you are an assistant principal. Are you doing this with other students too? Is that how you help them?
No. Not at all.
You ruined my life. You ruined my childhood. Do you realize that?
No.
You sicken me. You sicken me. And every day when I think about what you did, you sicken me. I have kids of my own, and I'm the age now that I pretty much met you at. And I could never think about doing the things that you did. You should be so ashamed and so disgusted with yourself.
I am. I am.
How dare you?
I regret it every day. Every day.
You're disgusting. Bye.
So much to take in on this story. We'll take your calls a little bit later. 1-877-TEL-HLN is the number. One of the questions coming out of this, why now? Well, this brave woman says that she wanted to expose this teacher. She now has children of her own, wouldn't want anything like this to happen to them or any other children. Bottom line, get this person away from kids. Again, she had moved on from being a teacher to an assistant principal, as noted there in what we heard on that phone call. Now, CNN has reached out to the teacher and the school district. Neither has responded to calls or emails. Again, we're going to hear from you, but right now, I want to go to my friend and colleague, Vinnie Politan, former prosecutor. Also with us, Dr. Eric Fisher, otherwise known as Dr. E's, a psychologist. Vinnie, I'll start with you, and I think a lot of people wonder, to Jamie's point, that's her name here, statute of limitations, has it run out or not? Can there be any kind of prosecution on this woman?
It may very well have, and the law does recognize that when you are molested as a child, to give victims more time to come forward. So in California, if you're molested at the age of 14 or under, it's up until your 28th birthday that you have to make the report. She's 28 now, so I don't know. It's before your 28th birthday, so you'd have to be 27 years old in order for the criminal prosecution to go forward. So I don't know. She may very well be out of time if she's 28 now, and that's when she came forward with this. Civilly, you know, a civil lawsuit, if she wants to pursue one, might give her a little bit more latitude in what she can do in California. But again, that'll be up to a court to decide. But criminally, may be a problem because she's now 28.
Right. And police are investigating, and there's plenty of investigative questions we'll get to with Vinny as well. But we got to go to Dr. E. What kind of courage does this take? This began when she was 12, and now she confronts this woman.
Right, and this seems like it was about 8 years that this went on, from what I understand. So this is a deep, long-term relationship that this happened. The courage is pretty incredible, you know. And one of the key things she said in there that's important, she said, "I am the age now that you were when you started this." And often when we look at people who report or who have reoccurrences of post-traumatic stress or similar emotional issues, is often either they are at a similar age to their perpetrator, or their children or people they care for are getting to a similar age to where they were. So this is a very difficult thing. However, what often drives the behavior of some people to make these reports and confront these situations are the people they care about. So while she's taking care of herself, she's also wanting to take care of her kids and other kids out there, because she realizes they could be in the same, you know, gun sites, in so many words, that some of these other kids are, by perpetrators who are in schools or Boy Scouts or churches or all these situations. We hear about people who are very good at grooming children to play these roles.
Yeah, and we heard a lot about that. You were looking at footage from the press conference. But that's one of the things that she said, not once, but a few times, that she believes there's other victims out there. What kind of investigations go on now to try and
I think
get
this
some
could
of these
be a
folks to
huge
surface?
investigation. If she's been teaching for all these years, we're talking about, you know, potentially 20 years here that she's involved with children. Are there other victims out there who can now come forward? And perhaps, like we saw in the Sandusky case, not everyone was within the statute of limitations criminally in that case, but there were some that were. So if there are, unfortunately, if there are other victims, there may be an opportunity for law enforcement to go after this teacher criminally and try to, you know, see if the proof is there and if the victims are willing to come forward. And maybe by her coming forward, the others may have the courage, or it may actually make them remember what happened to them.
Got it.